Capricorn. Today we're going to look at July 10th, 2025, and that's the full moon in Capricorn. So we'll look at Capricorn, Sun, Moon, and Rising with specific messages for each. We'll look at numerology and astrology and the tarot cards, and we'll end the reading with advice for your sign. And in the description box below, I have links for meditations for each of these tarot cards that I drew for you today. And if you feel seen today, subscribe and stay tuned for your next reading. Tell me what messages hit home today, and let's talk about it in the comments. I read all the comments, and I will reply to each and every one. So, the number for that day is 8, and the number 8 is the master of manifestation, discipline, and achievement. It's a power number that calls for focus, determination, and elevated ambition. So for Capricorn, this number is like a cosmic mirror, reflecting back your strength, your strategy, and long game mindset. So you might decide today to rework your financial goals, invest in your future, or finally lay the foundation for something that takes serious commitment, like starting a business or buying property or reshaping your career path for long-term success. In astrology, the full moon is in your first house of self-identity and personal direction, bringing a glowing spotlight to you. So the sun is in Cancer across your 7th house of relationships, and it's tugging on the tension between who you are and who you are in partnership. It's time to realign those dynamics. So let me explain. We're going to start with the sun. The sun is in Cancer, the 7th house, and the 7th house talks about partnerships and one-on-ones. So this energy may surface emotional needs in your closest relationships. Are you giving too much, not enough, or hiding your true self? So you might realize you've been playing the role of stabilizer in a relationship, but now crave reciprocity. Or you might notice a partnership needs redefining so you can stay true to your growth. So here's the moon. Okay, so the moon is in Capricorn, your first house, and that's going to talk about self and ego and your life path. So this is a personal full moon for you, one that asks you to own your transformation. You may feel more visible or vulnerable, but this is your power up moment. So you might finally step into a leadership role or post something bold online about your values, or decide to leave a dynamic that's holding you back. It's your time to be unapologetically you. Here's Mercury. Mercury is in Leo, and that's your 8th house. And that's going to talk about deep talk and shared resources. So intense conversations may arise around intimacy and shared money or emotional truths. So you might talk to a partner about merging finances, or confront an old fear about dependency or emotional vulnerability. Here's Venus, and Venus is in Leo also, and that again is your 8th house, and that's emotional merging and passion. So Venus brings passion and intensity, and this could heat up love connections or deepen a healing journey around self-worth and trust. So you might feel more sensual and expressive, or more aware of what you need emotionally and aren't getting. Mars is in Gemini, your 6th house. And that's going to talk about routines and health and daily drive. So Mars energizes your habits and systems. Just watch for burnout from multitasking. So you may want to take on 10 different things at once, but try focusing on what brings the most joy. Streamline to strive. So now, let's look at the cards. Here's the 10 of Swords, 10 of Blades. So the 10 of Swords, that talks about painful endings and hitting rock bottom and finality. The Ten of Swords marks a mental or emotional conclusion, a moment where something simply cannot continue, but endings create space for healing, and your rebirth is already on the horizon. So you may decide to leave a toxic job, end a draining relationship, or cut ties with a belief that's been sabotaging your growth. It might feel like failure, but it's actually liberation. So here's the advice. Let it go. You've learned what you needed to learn. Now it's time to turn toward what's next with wisdom, not bitterness. Queen of Cups. I gotta say though, that is the happiest Ten of Blades I've ever seen. I'm guessing, is this the guy that we're talking about? Because that is way too happy for... it's okay. Anyway, here's the Queen of Vessels, which is the Queen of Cups. And the Queen of Cups talks about emotional intelligence, compassion, and inner nurturing. So the Queen of Cups is your emotional anchor. She invites you to soften inwards, tend to your needs, and offer love, first to yourself and then to others. So you might spend the day journaling or caring for someone else, or realizing you've been avoiding your own emotional needs. And she whispers, feel it. You're safe now. So lean into self-care. Create space to feel. Your sensitivity is a strength, not a weakness. Use it to connect, heal, and recharge. Then we have the Two of Swords. That's a Two of Blades. It's kind of cute. It skates. So the Two of Swords. The Two of Swords talks about indecision, avoidance, and emotional block. And this card signals a crossroads, but one you're resisting. You may be avoiding a truth or struggling to make a decision that's emotionally loaded. So you may be sitting on a decision about love and career or health, feeling like both choices have consequences, but staying stuck is more draining than choosing. So here's your advice. Tune in. The Queen of Cups is here to help. Take time to sit with your heart, not your head. The clarity will come when you stop forcing it. Okay. So how this day affects a Capricorn sun, moon, and rising. So Capricorn sun. This full moon casts a spotlight on your identity and life path. You may feel compelled to shed roles that no longer fit or step into deeper emotional authenticity. Don't be afraid to be seen in a new light. So you might update your personal brand, make a bold announcement, or quietly decide to live differently. Either way, it's about aligning with you, not others' expectations. Capricorn moon. Your emotions may rise to the surface in surprising ways. You might be quietly processing grief or letting go of old wounds, or finally feeling safe enough to let your guard down. So you cry during a song or a movie or a memory you thought you were over. That's healing, not weakness. Capricorn rising. Your outward world is shifting. People might start seeing you differently, as softer, stronger, or more honest. You may feel pressure to define yourself clearly, but you're still evolving, and that's okay. So you might show up differently at work or in relationships. More vulnerable, more direct, more you. People notice, and you feel it in your bones. So here's a summary for the day and what it means to Capricorn. So this full moon is a mirror and a reset. It asks you to end what's no longer working, honor your emotional depth, and make the hard choice you've been avoiding. You're not breaking down, you're breaking through. So the Ten of Swords says, it's over, let it be. And the Queen of Cups says, come home with your heart. And the Two of Swords says, decide, don't hide. So here's the real life takeaway. Endings can be sacred. Emotional self-trust is your compass. You don't have to have it all figured out to take the next step. So here's the advice for Capricorns on this day. Give yourself permission to feel. to release, and to choose a better direction. This full moon is your turning point. Let your softness guide your strength. Thank you, Capricorn. I hope to read your comments down below, and I hope to see you in another reading. And this is the first card I drew for you, and I don't even know if this is focusing. It doesn't, looks like it's here. So, which, I don't know. That person looks pretty happy. I didn't actually, please, okay.